Our next speaker is another absolute powerhouse of a woman. She's the former radio host of the Heritage of Armenian Culture program and co-author of the Remarkable Armenians blog. And she is also half of the team that put together the presentation that you are all enjoying right outside, documenting notable, interesting Armenian Americans and our history. So, welcome to the stage, Charlene Apigian. To make this an interesting interactive thing, we're gonna have her son, Charlie, and it's gonna be a little bit of a surprise. I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our home, since we are both Nashvillians. I knew 25 years ago, or 23 years ago, that if I moved here, there would be a Highland project coming, and it just took a couple of years to happen, And I'll tell you what, I started our clock so I don't have to look at you, Sevan, during this time. And we've got 7 minutes and 54 seconds left. And what I'd like to do a little differently is we've heard about organizations. What I'd like to highlight with you are the people. And let's start with you. And how did you get involved or interested in researching Armenians and really getting involved with learning about the culture at a very young age?
Well, I wasn't that young when I started, except that when I was a child, in those days, kids got all kinds of things, measles, mumps, and stuff, and you were home for a week from school. What was there to do? Well, we didn't have a TV yet. And so I read. We had the Book of Knowledge. It was like 10 or 12 big books. And I would read it all the time and always learning something new. And, you know, for a little kid that was a little bit different than her neighbors, although no problem. But anyway, it was an escape for me. Go forth 30-some years, and I was asked to join a group of people that were putting a new radio program on in Detroit.
The Heritage of Armenian Culture.
Yes, the Heritage of HARC. We called it HARC. And Edmund Azadian, who is known pretty well with anybody that reads the Armenian Report, Mirror Spectator, I'm sorry. Anyway, he had come to Detroit from Boston, and there was a similar radio program there. And he wanted to have something that was a little bit different than the usual Armenian radio hour. So what we featured was anything written by or performed by Armenians. We did interviews. We did, matter of fact, one of my favorite interviews was with a sculptor by the name of Ruben Nakian. Anyway, it was a total wonderful experience for me. I met many people. And I started out by asking them, so where are you getting your information? Where do you go to find this information? Oh, well, you know, we read this and that, and everything he said that he was reading was in an Armenian language book. Well, that didn't help me any. I didn't read it fast enough. So I said, would you like me to set up some kind of a library or something, you know, that you can go back on and check out things and so on and so forth? And they said, yeah, let's see what you come up with. Well, by the time I left, 15 years later, I had set up 7 4-drawer cabinets, okay, filing cabinets, 4.5 actually, and with all kinds of things that I thought was interesting. It did help. And as it turned out, within 5 years, I was the host. And so I helped myself in that respect. And then I learned from Edmund how to write a script. And so then I was the associate producer. So I had all this responsibility. I did it for a few years. And then I got burned out, and I pulled away from it. But at the same time, my friends that were in the Daughters of Vartan with me said, you know what, we need an educational thing here. Charlene, you're pretty good in that stuff. And I thought, what are they talking about? Well, I found that I knew how to go ahead and find out stuff, and I wrote out something simple, and I would tell them about it. And then one year, my son helped me put together, I think 6 or 7 ladies that were remarkable in my mind. And we did it on a Zoom because it was COVID time.
Yeah, that's right.
And after that, he said, Mom, I think you ought to write a blog. I said, I'm not giving up any of my recipes, because that's the only thing I heard about, right? And he said, no, Mom. He says, you know, you're doing all this stuff. You're setting up displays with Gloria Korkoyan and another friend of ours, Doris Krikorian. Yeah, Doris Krikorian. Okay. So the 3 of us started looking at what we had in the house about Armenians, and we went to libraries and set up displays. And then after a while, I said, you know, this is good, but what about our own children? The children in our churches and stuff, and people in general in church. Let's make some posters about these remarkable people, and we'll put it up in the churches.
And I'm going to...
And Gloria told you about that earlier.
She can't let me talk now, too, either. I love my mom. But I do want to get to those remarkable Armenians.
Yeah.
So you are putting those on the posters. We've now done over 20 blogs on different Armenians, and we decided when to call it Remarkable Armenians, and we started, I think, in September of 2019 with William Soroyan as our first one.
Yes.
And so can I ask you a little bit about Remarkable Armenians?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to ask you your favorites, and it's got to be the name, and then we're going to make everybody else go to the website to read about them. But favorite or most memorable musician?
Well, most memorable musician.
Favorite musician that you did a blog for or a poster? You had the questions ahead of time. You should already have them ready to go.
It's hard. I can't give no, because they're all different. Can't do it.
I know that you've always talked about Charles Aznavour. And of course, if you went to writers, there's so many writers that you could mention.
There's so many writers, but beyond that, let's go to people like, what the heck was his name? Vahe Karapetyan in California. He came here and was working for somebody fixing buses, I think school buses or something, and he asked if he could have this one crappy bus that was in the back that they weren't using, could he try something with it? And his boss said, yeah, go ahead. And he came up with this wonderful food truck. And it was like, oh my God, it really worked. And so he's still, I hope he's still in his 80s. He might be in his 90s by now. Still goes to work every day.
Yep.
And I was really amazed with that. And I thought, let me see what else I can find out about these people. And I read George Mardikian's book, and I had to write about him, Omar Khayyam, the wonderful restaurant. But all the stuff that man did for the United States services during World War II, he went and helped them give oh my God, all of our men in uniform a better meal.
Now, I know we already have 1 minute to go.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I'm looking at all these amazing names. For example, Alex and Marie Manugian, Oscar Banker, James Bagian, of course, Nubar Afeyan, Ray Dumadian, George Mardikian, Yusuf Karsh in his amazing pictures, Hampart Kalikian, Jane Mahakian, my favorite, Emek Avakian, because of all his inventions, and of course, Steve Muger, as well as, did I say Oscar Banker? I don't remember if I did.
But that's right.
Yeah, and so all of these are just amazing, and Ken Hachigian as well. I'm going to say my favorite and most remarkable Armenian. Ready? It is you. And the amazing stuff that you have done over the years has made me want to be a remarkable Armenian. And people like you are motivating people like us to be remarkable Armenians. So I have to let you have the last word. Why are Armenians remarkable?
How are they?
Why are
why?
Armenians remarkable?
Because we know how to endure. We get slammed down. They try to kill up everybody, and we just take the dust off, get together with others, and start over again and again and again through the centuries. And if you want to read 5,000 years worth of history, brand new book, The Enduring Armenians. And it's all from information from people that know about this, that have studied it, and I'd give you their names, but it's gone out of my brain right now. But look it up, The Enduring Armenians. Okay?
And I'll tell them to look up your wonderful blog. And if
Please,
you haven't
go
met my
to
mom yet,
remarkablearmenians.com.
please do. She will make your day like she makes mine every day. So thank you, Mom.
Thank you. Okay, this was fun. Thanks.